Hey, my whiskey curious friends, Mark here from WhiskyWhistle, bringing you something a little bit different. This is my top 5 go-to everyday whiskeys that I like to keep on my shelves so that I can enjoy them continuously. Some of these I have replaced numerous times already, and I think that these would be a great addition to your whiskey shelf. Now, let me just get this glass polished. How do you polish your glasses, I wonder? Anyway, it looks pretty nice and clean, right? All right, we'll set that one aside. That's for something a little bit different. All right, now we're going to get right started. And I want to remind you that you should check out the next review as well, because that's going to be something even more different. That'll be my top 5 don't go to whiskeys, and you'll want to check that out for sure. Now, I'm going to do this in no specific order. All of these are great whiskeys that I love having, and we'll get started. I'm going to pour a little bit, and we'll have a sip and talk about them very briefly. The first one is a bourbon, and this is Evan Williams Bottled in Bond. Now, it's my first bottle of Bottled in Bond. It's been my only chance to get it, and now it's readily available here where I live now. My third bottle, however, of Evan Williams, 2 black labels, and now this one. I really like what they do. This is from the Heaven Hill Distillery in Bardstown in Kentucky. So it definitely has the pedigree. Just a little taste will be good. Actually, do a little bit more because I think I'm going to be doing a review of this later this evening. And I'm here in Winnipeg in Canada. Prices for me are a little bit higher across the board, but this one is very reasonable. I believe it was round about $30, maybe a little bit less, and I think that's an excellent value. It's 100 proof, 50% ABV, and the nice thing about Bottled in Bond is that it is, of course, minimum of 4 years old. That's what's required for Bottled in Bond. Distilled in 1 distilling season. And also, it's been managed in a warehouse, government-managed warehouse near the distillery, and it's been produced by a single distiller and also distilled and bottled at that distillery. So if you think about Scotch whiskey terms, it's very much like single malt. This is definitely single bourbon. It's not blended, and more like even a small batch or perhaps a single cask along those lines. All right, now let's get into the next one. I'll pour that right away. We're going to go into, Johnnie Walker Green Label. Available everywhere. This is a 15-year-old blended malt. It's a blend of single malts only. There is no grain whiskey. However, if there were grain whiskey in this, I would still love it. A lot of people have an issue with grain whiskey, and it's unfounded, and they need to get over it. All right, now it's a blended malt, and a lot of the malts are from single malt distilleries like Talisker and Kulila, and probably Cardew, as well as Klein Leash, which seems to feature in most of the Johnnie Walkers, if not all. And actually, maybe we should set those up there, hey? Let's see if I can do that. Okay. All right, now the next one, also from Scotland, however, a single malt, and that is Klein Leash, 14-year-old. This is from the Highland region, from a town known as Brora. Well, little known fact, this was actually once named Brora way back when, the original Klein Leash distillery. And before that, the original Klein Leash distillery was known also as Klein Leash. So that's quite interesting. All right. This one is 46% ABV and just really, really interesting, delicious whiskey. I really like that one. All right. The next one is another 14-year-old. This one is actually a finished single malt. And this one comes from Tomatin, or you may want to say Tomatin. I don't know how to say it exactly in Scots Gaelic, but anyway, it's great whiskey. So we're going to get this one opened, actually. This will be an unbottling per se. Zip. And I've had this one for a while now. And it was actually a very good price when I got it. The prices have gone up a little bit. This is about 110 here in Winnipeg, and I noticed that it's about 44 pounds on Master of Malt. All right, so 14 years old. This one's done in tawny port, the finishing. There we go, in tawny port casks. So quite interesting, and a really, really superb whiskey. I think, whoop, a little bit more. There we go. Healthy dram. Look at the color. It really has a unique shade to it. This one is 46% also, and I believe it is unchill filtered. Oh yes, non-chill filtered and natural color. And these are things that we really like to know about our whiskeys. Whoops, forgot the Klein Leash bottle. We'll set it right there. Try to stagger them so I can fit them all in. All right, and the last one, this is my last top 5 go-to everyday whiskeys. And this one is Aachen Potion 18. Now you might be thinking, oh my God, it's an 18. It must cost an arm and a leg. Now get this, this was just $89 here in Winnipeg, and also reasonably priced everywhere else it's available, which is pretty near all places that have better single malts. All right, so let's get that poured as well. This one's 43%, and it's a lowland whiskey. All right, so here we have my top 5 go-to everyday whiskeys here on WhiskyWhistle. All right, now I'm just going to turn this a little bit, and let's go through a quick little tasting of each of these. And then after that, I'll talk about the runners-up, ones that didn't quite make the cut, but that will definitely appear on my whiskey shelf regularly in the future. All right, so Evan Williams. Certainly a bourbon nose, but boy, there is just this nice, subtle sweetness, and it's not quite as boom oaky in your nose as many other bourbon whiskeys. And this one at 50% comes off more like around 45%. It is very, very subtle, very smooth. It's fruity, it's fresh, lots of vanilla, caramel, just delicious. All right, and then we had the Johnny Walker Green Label. How can I get it? There we go. Now this one's 43%. And as I said, it's a mix of single malts only. So it's called a blended malt. Again, so fruity. Just a little dash of smokiness, signature smokiness that you get in many blended Scotch whiskeys. Smooth as silk. It's really, really nice. All right, and next up was Klein Leash. I definitely have reviews of this one as well as the Green Label. I will be re-reviewing this because time has passed, my palate's changed a bit. Maybe the whiskey's changed a bit too. But anyway, irregardless, it is a delicious whiskey. Regardless. All right. It just has this really unique sort of waxed fruit or fruit lips. What's that one called? The waxed lips? Yeah, that's the one. It's got a waxed lips sort of a nose to it. And this underlying tropical fruitiness that is just so enchanting. Oh, and it's just a delight to taste. I really love that one. And yeah, this is my second bottle, and we'll definitely be getting another one very soon. And next up was the Tomatin 14-year-old, finished in port casks. Oh, it's been so long since I've smelled this, and it is just a delight to smell again. Fruity. Those port casks, very similar to sherry casks in some ways, but as a finish, it just adds a really different sort of a scent to it. Cheers. Mmm. Oh, gorgeous. All right, guys. Now, the last one, let's look at the Aachen Potion 18. This is a new one for me. However, it is I think my fourth Aachen Potion already. And I'm really, really excited about this. To me, this is the very best Aachen Potion that there is. Again, it's 43%, and it is likely chill filtered and likely has a bit of color added. But let's look at it from the point of view of taste. Oh, it's just this pineapple light fruitiness is just killing me. I just love it. All right. So subtle, and then it just builds and builds and builds. This is known as the breakfast whiskey, and I can see why, because it is so approachable, has such a subtle power to it that I could really wake up to that if I were someone who liked to have one in the morning now and again, which I might be. Okay, anyway, just delicious stuff. Really, really lovely. This is the only single malt Scotch whiskey that is always triple distilled. All right, so there's a rundown of my top 5 go-to everyday whiskeys for you. Hope you like that. Make sure you subscribe, hit the little circle emblem down there, and check me out on Patreon. There's some cool things coming up very soon, especially something that, should I give a hint? Well, there'll be a textile involved very soon as a bit of a thank you to my patrons. All right, anyway, so thanks everybody. We'll see you again very soon. Make sure you watch the next one, the top 5 don't go to whiskeys here on WhiskyWhistle. Thanks for watching WhiskyWhistle. Be sure to subscribe and don't forget to give this video a like and leave a comment down below. Be sure to stay tuned next time to join me, the host of the show, Mark, as I explore more whiskeys with you. Take care now, and we'll see you next time.